estate expert Connie De Groot says if you give buyers a bargain, they will jump on it.
If a buyer perceives a deal, they're going to be out there buying.
Joining me from Los Angeles is superstar realtor Connie De Groot.
Joining me now for a breakdown on the newspaper industry is Connie De Groot. She's a real estate broker.
Basically, whether you're shopping for a house or you're shopping for a car, most people are going online, and they don't have a lot of time to look.
We want to welcome Pennsylvania Congressman Joe Sestak. And joining us from Los Angeles is real estate broker Connie De Groot. Welcome back to the program.
We need to somehow stimulate those traditional buyers that don't qualify for a first-time home buyer credit and that are not buying in the very low end, because at some point we're going to run out of those first-time home buyers.
Congressman Joe Sestak, do you want to have a last, we know you have to go, you got a last word for
She has a wonderful point. We need to extend it, and we need to increase it.
Hi, Connie. It's Aaron, good friend of Connie's, our favorite real estate broker.
Our panel of experts this hour: Congressman John Campbell, a Republican from California; Connie De Groot, a real estate broker from Coldwell Banker in Beverly Hills, California; Spencer Raskoff is here, the Chief Operating Officer of Zillow.com.
Appraisal standards have changed in the last month, and a lot of the escrows are suffering because of it. And banks are sending out appraisers many times from outside areas that don't really know that market.
Broker associate Connie De Groot. Guys, good to see you.
I have this discussion with people every day, and I don't think people get it. I don't think that they understand how that's going to affect them. And unless we start breaking it down, how is this going to affect you and your life? Right. How much money are you going to have to contribute to this? Nobody cares.
Real estate broker Connie De Groot, you've got your pulse on what is one of the hardest hit markets, but now signs of life.
Yes.
Thank goodness. So we want to hear about that.
One of the things Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway said to me over the weekend at the shareholder meeting in Nebraska, when we all asked him, what about the housing market, he immediately pinpointed that the one sort of sign of turnaround was in California. And we have what he said, and I'd like you to listen in and give your comment. Here it is, Warren Buffett from this weekend on the housing market.
Is there any turnaround in the housing market that you see, or will that come way down the line?
Well, it depends what you're talking about. In California, and California's a big state, so there's multiple markets, but California, there's been a real uptick in activity. Now, the prices haven't gone up, so it's at a much lower price level, and it's not at the
free market moving? Is that the free market and foreclosures now selling?
Well, yeah, and it's lower interest rates, so it makes it more affordable.
Yeah, and you really feel, you get the sense, what he says about the fact that you just touched upon, and that is they're putting a bounty on home buyers' heads.
Let's ask Los Angeles real estate broker Connie De Groot. Hey, Connie, good to have you back.
Congratulations to all those buyers and all those sellers. However, there's a whole lot of buyers that can't qualify for a loan, and they are well qualified, and a whole lot of sellers that just can't sell their homes. So I'm not ready to throw a big party. As Warren Buffett said, to fix the economy, we need to fix housing.
If we're going to agree that we should have welfare housing for poor people, why not do it in even ritzy, nice areas?
I think that there's going to be a problem, and there's going to be a little bit of an outcry from the current residents. The other thing is that there are buyers that are out there now looking to purchase in this neighborhood, and if they get word of this, since most buyers do consider a home a long-term investment, they may hesitate or perhaps hold off from purchasing altogether.
Connie, that's always been the issue, right? Just get off the fence, and they're not getting off. What's going on?
Most people that I'm running across in my daily business think that prices are going to go down. They're going to get a better deal next year.
Connie De Groot is a real estate broker. Let's get right down to it, guys.
I think they should move forward as long as they can afford those monthly payments. We don't need this family to become another statistic.
Do you see this turning around?
In the more affluent areas, well-established neighborhoods, the sellers are a little more stubborn with their prices, and they're taking a little more time. But that's actually where you can also get a good deal. Because if a home is overpriced, and in many areas they are still overpriced, a buyer can go in and they'll be the only one there.
Connie, can you tell us exactly what's going on? You know, your boots on the ground.
In other markets, whether it's a $500,000 home, a $1.5 million home, if your home is a deal, if you're priced below your competition, you will see that buyers show up. And we are getting multiple offers across the board in all areas, even across the nation. These people have defaulted on their mortgage, and we're giving them a second chance to stay in that home. Historically, the default rate, the redefault rate is 50%. So now we're putting the bank in the position to be property managers and dealing with these people that are very risky.
Connie De Groot is a real estate broker, and she's here to tell us all about it. Connie, great to see you. Tell folks exactly how it works, and let's talk a little bit, too, about whether it's a good idea.
Well, basically, what the seller is doing is acting like a lender. They're giving a loan to the buyer to purchase their home in return for a down payment and monthly interest payments. But what's really good about this for the buyer is that all these terms are negotiable. It could be a loan for 10 days or 10 years. It could be 7% or 5% interest payments, maybe even no points. So it's a terrific opportunity for a buyer that can't quite qualify for a loan because their credit is not as it needs to be, or they don't have a sizable down payment, which is about 20 or 25% today. Anybody who can buy a home today, and we already know a lot of people can't, they should get that tax credit. Why are we just singling out first-time home buyers? We need to work on the demand side of it. 21% of GDP is due to housing or housing-related services. To fix the demand by allowing anybody that buys a home to get a tax credit is a starting point.
Joining us now is Coldwell Banker real estate broker Connie De Groot.
Terry, I want to make something clear. I'm not saying it's all good, but I am saying that there are buyers buying when the price is right, when it's affordable. Homes are about 36% more affordable than they were a year ago. And investors are seeing that they can buy a house for about, in some areas, half of what it costs to build today. That they can lease it out and break even or turn a profit and have positive cash flow. That's why some buyers are moving forward because of the opportunity.
And what about the affordability argument?
I think it's a good one. I think you're right, Connie.
If they've lost their job and they can't make their mortgage payments, well, can they pay their credit card payments? You're probably also enabling people to think that things aren't that bad because they wake up in the same house with the same lovely things around them, and maybe they're not going to work as hard to get a job, and they're not going to cut costs as much as they really should. There should be some risk. They should lose something substantial if they walk away from the house. And if they don't have the money, if they need that $8,000 to close, then they shouldn't be buying a house.
Connie, you and I are simpatico today because I'm with you. I thought this was an awful idea.
Maybe they'll be renting these properties before they sell it at a loss. Do you see any of that happening?
Oh, sure. There's a whole lot of homes in the high-end areas that are for lease. And people think, well, if I can't sell it, then I'll lease it. Not so fast. Not when everybody else is doing that.
Connie De Groot is a realtor, a licensed broker for Coldwell Banker in Beverly Hills.
People were able to borrow money, and they really didn't qualify. They should never have accepted this kind of financial burden. That was the problem. I'm telling my clients, if you need to move within the next year, it's probably best that you put your home on the market today, look at everything else in the marketplace, and price your home aggressively. What I'm thinking is, we're seeing some sunshine in the housing market in certain ends where there's, low prices and low interest rates and a first-time home buyer tax credit. There are groups of investors and just regular people that are getting together and pooling their money and going out to buy because they obviously see that there's a chance to make money. And when so much of us have lost money in the stock market, at least if you buy a piece of real estate, you at least have that. And the values, can go up. They also can go down.
Realtor Connie De Groot on the dirty little impediment to this hoped-for housing boom that no one is talking about, but they are now.
What I'm telling my clients, I totally agree with what your guest is saying, is I'm saying, look, I know that you wanted to get the price you could get 3 years ago. You can't get that, but guess what? When you go to buy, you're not going to be paying the price that existed 3 years ago. You're going to get a much better deal, and your money's going to go farther.
For a look at the issues being voted on, I'm joined by Lou Feldman, chairman of the law firm Goodwin Proctor, and Connie De Groot, a real estate broker who joins us regularly.
I think what the governor is probably trying to do is to bring an awareness, and we're talking about it now. It's all over in the papers. To say we really have a problem. We can't keep spending like this. We have to do something.
California realtor Connie De Groot clearly has a unique perspective on these terrible fires. We'd like to begin with her thoughts on what's going on there in Santa Barbara.
A couple years back, we actually had a fire in Beverly Hills, and I had a couple homes in escrow in Beverly Hills. And so what does that do? A lot of people are reconsidering closing. If there's one home that's lost, it's a terrible tragedy for the people that own that home. But more importantly, unfortunately, you lose pictures and things that you can't replace. So it's very sad.
All right, Damien, Connie, and John, thank you guys very much.
All right, we got to leave it there. Connie, you've got Wayne to agree with you, so congratulations on that.
Thank you guys. Joe Clark, Connie De Groot, and Jill Richardson, you were great. It got hot there.
Connie De Groot. Thanks a lot, Connie. Appreciate it. Bye-bye now.
This is so enthusiastic.
Pure optimism.
Thank you.
I'm here, Connie.